Okay, guys, today I want to talk about two things that I find really cool and interesting. First, Elon Musk has withdrawn his lawsuit against OpenAI regarding putting profit before the good of humanity. Then, I want to share with you 4 GPT-4o prompts that are genuinely little gems, and I think you absolutely need to know about. Now, I know, these topics aren't exactly related, but honestly, there haven't been many interesting news stories lately, aside from Apple's WWDC a few days ago, which I'm still formulating my thoughts on, so that might be a video to follow. So, first of all, Elon Musk. He, I would say surprisingly, called off his lawsuit against OpenAI and its key figures, Sam Altman and Greg Brockman. I guess this is a pretty big deal, especially since Musk was quite vocal about his dissatisfaction. Now, originally Musk and the gang founded OpenAI with a grand vision to craft artificial general intelligence, AGI. That would be a boon for all of humanity. But as time went by, I guess this goal turned into something more commercial, and Microsoft ended up being the biggest shareholder in the game. Now, Musk wasn't having it. He felt the mission had strayed far from its roots, turning from a non-profit ideal into a profit-driven entity. Then his frustration culminated in a hefty 30-page legal complaint this past March, laying out his grievances and reminding everyone of his foundational role in what was now become one of the buzziest startups around. OpenAI even snagged the top spot on CNBC's Disruptive 50 list, thanks in no small part to the viral sensation of ChatGPT. But here's the crux. On a fine Tuesday, Musk just dropped the lawsuit against Sam Altman and Greg Brockman. No more court drama, at least for now. But what turned the tide? I guess that remains a bit of a mystery, but I'm sure it's definitely something to keep an eye on. Now, the plot does thicken a little bit with Musk's decision to back out of this lawsuit, just a day after he took a public swipe at OpenAI's fresh partnership with Apple. Interestingly, folks, the case was dismissed without prejudice, which means he could revive it in the future. Then, from a CNBC report, it turns out the lawsuit was on pretty shaky ground from the very start. It was based more on a gentleman's agreement rather than a formal signed contract. I think this verbal handshake was the core of the dispute, making the legal basis quite wobbly. So why did Musk decide to pull the plug on the lawsuit now? There's a buzz that he might have other irons in the fire. You know, folks, over at X.AI, Musk's team is reportedly cooking up their own cutting-edge AGI systems that, I guess, are shaping up nicely. Plus, I think Musk's track record with groundbreaking AI innovations might suggest he's plotting a comeback, and possibly positioning Tesla and X.AI to outpace OpenAI in the tech race. And speaking of Tesla, they just rolled out some jaw-dropping updates about their strides under Musk's leadership since 2018. Got a feeling this next story is going to blow your socks off, folks. So, they've officially deployed 2 Optimus bots in their factory, autonomously handling tasks. Yeah, that is 100% correct. I mean, it's all happening so very, very fast. The Tesla team has these humanoid robots working effectively, which is quite a surprise given the complexity typically associated with this kind of technology. Previously, many thought we were only seeing beta or alpha tests with these bots, but I think this update confirms that the future of robotics is really, really close. The bots performing tasks autonomously at full operational speed is a real demonstration of where the industry could lead. If these early results are anything to go by, the impact on how factories operate and perhaps even on broader society could be profound in these coming years. Well, imagine this, an upgrade that incorporates embodied AGI, basically a baby AGI system, into Tesla's already impressive repertoire of robotics and AI engineering. We're talking a genuine game changer here. But that's not all, folks. Good old Elon Musk had something to say about Apple, too. Recently, Apple showcased how their on-device LLM functions through a State of the Union video, explaining the integration of native AI systems in iOS 18 and the new iPhones. Obviously, this can have sensitive consequences for the privacy issue. For this reason, Elon posted a meme on X that, according to him, shows the typical dynamics of sensitive user data acquisition through the integration of ChatGPT in iOS 18. However, I can say that's not so. Look, it's a funny meme, and Musk clarified, stressing that it's absurd to think Apple can't develop its own AI while ensuring OpenAI protects user privacy. Then, he suggests that if Apple integrates OpenAI at OS level, it could lead to a security nightmare, possibly even getting Apple devices banned in certain companies like, X.AI, for example. So, Musk's tweet might lead some to think Apple's lagging in AI development, but that's not the whole picture. Apple's recent State of the Union video shed some light on their advancements, and here's why. They've been working on a 3 billion parameter language model with unique adapters for different features, proving that they aren't just outsourcing their AI needs to OpenAI. So, while the drama might suggest otherwise, the real takeaway here is that Apple is far from being an AI novice and is taking significant steps to ensure they manage your data securely, aligning with their long-standing privacy commitments. Okay, folks, now I want to talk about the GPT-4o prompts you absolutely need to know. And can I just say, I do really love these. First up, we have a simple but powerful prompt for finding case studies on new topics. Whenever you're exploring a new subject, just replace the placeholder with your topic of interest, and GPT-4o will pull relevant case studies from across the web. For example, here we can see the results after telling GPT-4o to explain more about community building. As you can see, GPT-4o will tell us all about community building and its real-world applications, and I think it's very cool and, more importantly, useful, especially if you need to learn new skills in a short amount of time. Next, let's talk about a prompt that some pro users might already know, but with a twist. It starts with a basic GPT prompt like, "Organize my perfect day." In short, the prompts you see on screen by default once you open ChatGPT. But what makes it truly powerful is the follow-up prompt. Ask me clarifying questions that will help you complete your task. This prompt should not be entered from the beginning, but you should use it as a continuation of your speech. In short, after a few messages exchanged with ChatGPT so that you can be more precise about your future requests. Additionally, folks, there's a new hidden feature where if you highlight a specific part of the conversation, a reply button appears. This allows you to interact with just that segment, saving you time and keeping your conversation laser-focused. Now let's talk about a prompt you might want to avoid, the negative prompt. While it sounds useful in theory, telling ChatGPT what you don't want to see can often lead to unintended consequences. For instance, instructing it to avoid mentioning a specific topic could cause it to omit relevant information in future responses. It's better to focus on what you do want to ensure clearer and more accurate responses. Negative prompts can lead to what's known as the paradox of the pink elephant. If someone tells you not to think of a pink elephant, well, what's the first thing that comes to mind? A pink elephant. Similarly, if you tell ChatGPT to avoid a certain topic, it might end up focusing on it even more. This can disrupt the flow of conversation and lead to inconsistent and undesirable results. For example, if you say, "Don't include any information about politics," ChatGPT might avoid relevant political context that could be crucial for that particular query. Finally, we have a prompt that transforms any content into a reusable template. This is incredibly handy for creating consistent outputs across different projects. Just provide an example of what you want, and ChatGPT will create a template that you can use again and again. For example, here we can see how this list of Roman emperors, once we give it the prompt, "Transform this into a reusable template," becomes a sort of template for lists of emperors. I think that's pretty cool. That said, folks, let me know what you think about the Musk OpenAI issue and which of these prompts you like the most, and most importantly, which one you will be using. If you found this video helpful, leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next AI news. See you in the next one, folks. You all take care.